All right, it is 6 p.m. on Tuesday, April 8th, and I'll call the meeting to order for the Finance and Personnel Committee. Lori, may I have roll call, please?
Crystal,
Here.
John,
Here.
Emma,
Here.
Todd Kirking,
Here.
and Todd Spade.
Here.
All right. Item number 2 is first period for public comment. Do we have anybody online? I don't see anybody in the audience.
I think you're good, Crystal.
Okay. Item number 3 would be approval of the committee minutes from March 25th.
This is Todd. I make a motion to approve the minutes from the last meeting.
Okay.
Todd, second it.
Okay, Todd and Todd. All those in favor of approving the committee minutes, say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. The minutes are approved. Item number 4 is discussion with possible action on fire department for on-call stipend policy. Chief Burrows.
All right. So this is a new, well, semi-new policy. It's the first time we've ultimately put it in writing, I guess is the best way to put it. So we wanted to go through with this group and get your input and thoughts on it. So do you have it? Is it up or no? Where are they? Okay. You're fine. Closed it out? Okay. That's fine. All right. So ultimately there's three sections to it, and it's fire officer. So this would be for your officers, your assistant chief, your captain, and lieutenants. So the top section is for the on-call weekend that we've been doing forever. And this is just going to spell it out so that they know, you know, whatever. I'm not going to read through it in detail, but ultimately a shift, the fire officers cover most weekends, giving me a little bit of a break. And that shift is typically at about 5 p.m. on Friday and goes till Sunday around 10. There's some flexibility in there for different reasons. So that one's pretty easy. The second one is a weeknight on call. So potentially giving me some a break during the week at night. So currently I basically cover everything from 10 p.m. on Sunday till 5 p.m. on Friday, 24/7. And I'm on call. That works okay if you're not busy, but when it is busy, it gets a little rough. So anyways, that part spells out potentially having some coverage where they would take turns helping with certain nights of the week. It isn't going to be every night, as much as I'd like to say it would be, but hit or miss to start with and get some time away. And that just kind of spells out what those shifts would look like at about 12-hour shifts. There is flexibility in that too, because all of our fire officers have jobs. And so some of them get done at 4, some of them get done at 6:30 at night. Some of them have to be back to work or heading to work by 3 in the morning. So can't write a policy to fix all that. But again, this is kind of the standard schedule that we'd take a look at. What we're proposing is if they were to do that, they would get a $50 stipend per 12-hour stint or whatever. So if they were to take a night call, essentially, or a night on-call status, they'd get $50 for that 12-hour shift. The third section is a full day on call, and so that would be more of that's what was put in the budget to give me the ability to go on vacation and be gone. And what we've done in the past is, one is I don't hardly ever take a vacation day, but two is when I do, they've done it for free, and some of them have actually taken vacation days to be available, and therefore it's costing them money and so on and so forth. But in that case, a 24-hour shift would be $100. So it essentially is every 6 hours, it's $25 for easy figuring. Part of this is already a piece of the budget. We just hadn't spelled out how we would pay them and what that would look like, but that does follow essentially what that piece is for the vacation side of things. The weeknights is another another piece that we're evaluating. Did I cover that decent enough, Nate? Do you want to pick up from there or
Sure.
help me think if
Yeah.
I'm missing anything?
Just a couple things I would point out is that, on the first one, Chad pointed out that for the weekend duty on call, this is already covered by the fire officers' monthly stipend. They get extra for being lieutenants, captains, and assistant chief.
Nope.
And so that's nothing new, as Chad pointed out. The other ones are new. We did add dollars into Chad's budget, as part of the approved budget for 2025. So this has been talked about, been funded. It just needed to be put into a policy. And essentially the weeknight only on call and the full day on call are the same rates essentially. It just sort of, part of the reason I wrote this policy is also for the fire officers to have, so when they see it, they understand what the rules are. And so we sort of set up some minimums in there, thinking that, if it's less than 6 hours, it's not going to be worth it for Chad to give up, command overnight, because that's not going to give him a full night's rest or even a partial night's rest. So rather than trying to patch together 3 hours here and 2 hours here and an hour there, we kind of set a minimum to make it a little bit more administratively easy and to sort of set a bar of like, this is where we move from doing me a favor to you are taking a shift. If to sort of put it in the way that it was iterated to me. So
No, that's correct. Like the 1 hour, 2 hour stints here and there, they don't ultimately care. Some of them don't care about this pay at all, right? Like some of them like, I don't want to get paid. There's others that we're hoping maybe will help and entice or whatever and assist with maybe some of that. So every once in a while it'll be a couple hours, right? Where I got to run and do something or whatever, and we want someone available. And so those pieces, they're like, yeah, just call me if I'm available. I'll listen in. Fine, no problem. So this is more for, like Nate said, the bigger stints, the 6 hour plus, to where they're committing to not being able to go anywhere essentially. And it's giving them some compensation to do that. So.
And I think that is a key piece, especially for the full day, when you hear about some of the officers having to spend their vacation days covering for him. It's like, there's got to be a way to compensate it. And we've set precedent throughout the city for stuff like this. We just did this with the utility department, or we've been doing this with the utility department for some number of years now, where if they're on call, they each go in rotation of being a week on call, they get paid a certain portion of I think it's 2 times their overtime pay for the entire week. And this, in sitting down with Sarah, is pretty commensurate with that. It's a little bit more in some ways, a little bit less than others, but Sarah and I looked at it together and it's like, there's nothing about this that seems wholly different or more or less than what the utility department is getting. So it seems equitable across another department who has a similar setup. So this is what we've recommended for. Chad's looked at, I've looked at it. I sat down again with Sarah and looked at it, and then Justin's reviewed it and he thinks it's fine. So we would just ask your guys' approval. Did you have something, Lori?
No, I was going to just say that I had Joy step in here too, because she'd be the one doing payroll. So I wanted to make sure she was okay or had any questions as well. So I think you reviewed it with her, and I don't know if you had any other questions. So.
Yeah, I think the policy, I think, certainly works. Implementing it is always the next steps, right? And so I don't think there's anything about the way we would implement this that's unique or creative that would cause a lot of administrative problems. It's just a matter of Chad's people getting together with Joy and just making sure they have a good plan in place for delivering the information to her on, is it a weekly basis, or is it before each pay period, and do they have the documentation set up on their side to sort of track it?
I would say it would still get paid the monthly and be a month behind like we do the rest of the payroll. It just follows suit, and it's not adding extra. It'll add a little bit, obviously, but it isn't adding extra pays or extra cuts, checks cut, things like that. It's just, every 30 days they'll get that added to it or whatever, like everything else. As far as how we'll track it, I was talking to Joy a little bit, and we'll have more conversations, but trying to, for lack of a better word, dumb it down as much as possible to make it as easy as possible entering it.
Right. Anybody have any questions for anybody? No? If not, then we'd be looking for a motion.
Todd, I make a motion to approve the fire department stipend on call policy.
This is Emma, and I second that motion.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Is this something we need to roll call?
John,
Aye.
Emma,
Aye.
Kirking,
Hi.
Todd Spade,
Aye.
and Crystal.
Aye. Right, the motion passes. And does this get forwarded on to council?
On council.
Is it?
It's at the back end, very last one.
Okay.
I don't think so.
I don't remember seeing it on there.
I don't think it's on council because we said it could stay here. Is it?
Is it? Okay, thanks.
I don't know.
Thank you for
It's on there.
checking.
Thank you.
All right, item number 5 is payment of bills. What have you got for us, Lori?
I don't know because I don't even know what's on agendas. So let's see. A lot of this stuff is just the general stuff. Obviously, we're paying for the election. We had an additional workers' comp audit. So there's additional premiums that come with that. That's basically because they review like the pay and everything else. And so if it goes over what we've eventually had paid originally, then we have an additional amount that has to go through. And we split that with water and sewer. So we also had some extra general liability after that audit as well. You'll see on page 4 of the original bills that we did pay the pay request for the fire station, the 1.4 million. So that actually went out in the mail the end of last week.
Or did you want to touch base on the?
Oh, yeah. We did move 500,000 out of our investment account to cover that. So we didn't move the entire amount, and we've made what was 106 or 108,000 so far in dividends with that investment. So we're trying to keep as much in there for the long haul as we can. But when it's over $1 million, we felt like we needed at least 500,000 to keep flush.
So just
So-
as a reminder to everybody, because I'm seeing some quizzical looks, is that we received the bond proceeds for the fire station project, which amounted over to $3 million of our local share. And we worked with Ellers on taking that money and putting it into an investment so that it could start accruing far more interest than what it would be just sitting in our bank account. And so what Lori and I have to do when these pay requests come in is we look at them, we say, how much are they? How big are they? What's our cash flow feeling like right now? And if we can afford not to pull as much out of the investment as we feel comfortable not pulling out, we do that. Touch base with the mayor on it and make sure he's understanding like this is what we're doing. And then just try to let it sit and make money for us as much as possible. And so the time's getting soon here where the fire department is really gearing up in terms of the sizes as pay requests, that money will eventually all be pulled out. But we'll end with having, right now it's 6-figure dividends that we've earned, our money has earned just being invested. So that's great. So that's what Lori's talking about when she's saying pulling out of investments. We haven't had to pull it out of other side things just to meet pay requests.
Right.
And those were short-term investments.
Yeah,
If I
everything,
recall right.
yeah, everything's super near liquid so
Yeah.
that whenever we need it, it works really great. She emails Leathers the day and then it takes maybe 48 hours.
Yeah,
for
we
us to-
were doing it by wire, but we were getting charged for that. So we changed it to an ACH. So we don't get charged for that. So that's a 2-day turnaround. So we asked for it on Thursday. It was in our bank account Monday.
Nice.
So
Good.
it was good.
Cool.
Then page 6, we got the TID 4 administrative fee. That's a 1-year thing. Each year, we only have to pay for TID 4, 5, 6, and 7 because if you remember, we closed TID 3 with a resolution not that long ago. So we didn't have to pay the 150 on that. So that's in the original bills. Unless there's more questions, I don't have any. Okay. Additional bills, it's a lot of, again, just regular things going through there. I didn't see anything that really jumped out on me either. I will say, page 5, we are paying our 2025 membership dues of the 12,000 to the chamber. And then also the second quarter support services to CETA, the 550250. So those are the two main things that are coming out of the additional bills.
Anybody have any questions for Lori? No, if not, we'd be looking for a motion.
So Todd, I'll make a motion to pay the bills.
This is Emma. I second that motion.
All right, Todd and Emma, thank you. All right, may we have roll call, please?
Emma,
Aye.
Todd Kirking,
Aye.
Todd Spath,
Aye.
Crystal,
Aye.
and John.
Aye.
Okay, and those will be forwarded on to council this evening. Item number 6 is second period for public comment. Do we have anybody online? Nope, nobody in.
Gregory, public comment for finance?
Okay, that's all right. All right, then we would be looking for a motion to adjourn.
Todd will make a motion to adjourn.
Thanks, Todd.
Todd, I'll second it.
Thank you, Todd. Motion and a second for adjournment. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, sign. Motion, we are adjourned. Thank you all very much.